I was excited about our new lives as newlyweds. I felt like a princess in my puffy white dress and done-up hair with perfect makeup. All very expensive things I would like to mention. We get to the cake cutting part, and as I turn to him, he scoops up a huge chunk of our wedding cake and smashes it all over my face. Everything just seemed to go in slow motion for a few moments. He's just laughing at me, and then says, "You should see your face," and continues to laugh. Other people in the crowd, mostly my family, also laughed at me. Then I just start walking away. He realizes that I'm leaving and tries to catch up with me and says I'm being extra. I push him away and order an Uber. As I got outside, most of the crowd was following me, telling me to come back. I get into the Uber and drive away. I drove to our apartment, packed most of my things, and went to stay between a hotel and my friend's house. My family and his family had been blowing up my phone for days, saying I'm being childish and my husband is a good man and it was just a joke. My husband has been calling me off the hook, telling me to please come home, and then that he wants to talk. That he was sorry and didn't think I'd get that emotional. This was supposed to be the happiest day of our lives, and he embarrassed me in front of everyone for some prank that he knew I hated. He ruined my makeup, my hair, and the top of my dress. The cake got all over. Eventually, I decided to speak to him. I'm leaving him. He told me he just thought it was a funny prank and that if it was at the wedding on a happy day he could change my mind. Plus, since it was a tradition in my family that I wasn't following, he thought that he could get points with my family. Then told me he was sorry that I took it as a disrespect. I told him he shouldn't be saying that he's sorry that I took it that way. He should be apologizing for hurting me. Where is the straight up "I'm sorry"? I told him he hadn't apologized with accountability once. All his apologies have been backhanded. Then he says this: "Why should I have to apologize because you can't take a joke?" I blew up. I told him, "Are you serious? If it was me who hurt you to this degree, the first thing I'd do is apologize, while you can't even force yourself to be decent for a few seconds and just apologize to me." I also told him that he was trying to get in good with a family who abused me by public humiliating me, and that is something that is unforgivable. Marriage means you stick by me, yet you showed you obviously do not. It's not about you ruining my dress or my hair or even the cake, it's about how you knew how I felt about this and the trauma I had connected, and you didn't care. He said he loved me, that he didn't want to break up over this nonsense, and that I should just come home. I told him I wasn't coming home, and it wasn't even about the cake anymore. It's because I cannot be with a man who won't apologize when he's wrong and who gaslights their significant other into receiving the blame. He started cursing me out at this point, but after about a minute of hearing him scream at me, I hung up. I guess he started telling my family, because within half an hour my phone was blowing up again. The worst ones had to be from my mother and his sister. My mother was telling me I was going to end up alone because I couldn't take jokes and I'd never be able to keep a man with my attitude. Even saying that my clock was running out fast, and when it did no one would want me and I'll be alone. His sister was telling me that I'm a disgusting jerk for hurting his brother and wasting his time. She said she wished that he would have broken up with me 2 years ago when he first wanted to. I blocked most of my family and I blocked all of his family. I also blocked him, and I'm getting the annulment. I wasted 3 years on a man who never really cared about me. I'd lost what little relationship I had with my family, and now I only have the few friends I have been blessed with. I'm going to have to pick up the rest of my stuff. I also told him before I blocked him, if he broke anything of mine I would bring it to court. After speaking about it with my friend, she said that he definitely had a lot of red flags, and she even told me I should stay far away from dating until I get some help because I was obviously not seeing the red flags right in front of me. I unblocked him to just tell him I was going to come over in a few days to get my stuff, and if he could just not be there and that I'd leave my keys. He said fine, and that was it. So he will not be there when I get the rest of my belongings. I will also bring a friend with me in case he does something. I'm still not speaking to my family, and I think I'm just going to go no contact. When I get my finances in order, I think I'll try therapy and wait a few years before attempting to date anyone.